Today on TwinCam, I am going to be giving quite a lot of people a heart attack, as it is time to address the wheels. I have a long list of pressing issues with this car. The wheels are not one of those pressing issues, but they are nonetheless an issue, because these wheels are completely knackered. Now, they could do with refurbishing, but I think you can tell by these boxes, they're not going to be refurbished. Anyone that knows Metros will know that these are 12-inch alloys from an MG Metro. They are not original to Melody, as quite a lot of people have thought in the comments. So these are very cool little alloy wheels. They're very 80s and therefore cool. Anything from the 80s is cool nowadays. But they do need something done about them. A few people said that they should stay as they are, but if you look up close at them, you'll see there are loads of issues with them. There are loads of wheel weights in loads of different places. They've been curbed a million times, and the diamond cut lip that should be on these wheels seems to kind of be no more. Age has taken its toll. From the factory, Melody would have come with 315mm and therefore metric steel wheels. Now, you haven't been able to get the metric tyres for about 15 years now, so they're out the question. If you want to run a Mark II Metro at least on its original wheels, then you're a bit of a masochist. And also, you should probably be banned from driving, because I don't think it's fair on everybody else on the roads if you're driving around on really elderly, obsolete tyres. So the previous owner of this car put on these 12-inch alloys from a Mark I MG, and they look great, fabulous. But the problem is with those metric tyres, because obviously these being 12 inches, you can get tyres for them. And so everyone with a Mark II Metro now has taken the metric steels off the car and they've put pepper pots on. Now, there are a few other wheels choices that you could get. There are Imperial that would fit onto these Metros. So virtually every mini wheel will fit, but the offset can be a bit odd. You could go for Mark I Metro steels, which are 12-inch, and therefore you can get tyres for. But they're a little bit thin on the ground, because everybody back in the day scrapped those wheels to put these on Mark I Austins. And so there are loads of pepper pots out there, because none of them have ever been scrapped, and there are no steel wheels out there. So essentially, quite a lot of Mark II Austin Metros are now running around on pepper pots. And so everybody outside of the Metro world looks at these and thinks they're dead cool. But everybody inside the Metro world looks at the pepper pots and yawns, because they're a cliche. Every Metro has pepper pots on, and while they're cool, while I appreciate them, I want to go down a bit of a different route. So what to do? Well, there are 3 different OEM Austin Rover alloy wheels that they fitted to Metros that will fit these that aren't metric. So you have, first of all, the 12-inch pepper pots from a Mark I MG. They look great, they're fab, but they're everywhere and they're on every Metro, and as a result, they have become slightly cliched. Then you have the Mark II MG Metro turbo alloys. Now, these are 13 inches, which is a little bit bigger, and I don't think 13 inches suit Austin Metros. I think they look a little bit big. They suit an MG, but maybe not on Austin. The other issue with these wheels is that they're full of octagons, so they're clearly from an MG, and this car isn't an MG. So the other option, the third and final option, are the late MG Metro Turbo lattice alloy wheels. Now, these look fabulous. I adore lattice alloy wheels. But again, they're 13 inches, which is a little bit too big. And also, I don't think they're going to suit the vibe of this car. I don't know why, but I love lattice spoke wheels on a lot of other cars, on a lot of other Metros as well. But I don't know, I don't want to fit them to this car. I have no reason why, but I want to do something different. So we're going to be looking aftermarket. Unfortunately, because Metros and Minis share the same stud pattern, there are stacks of aftermarket alloy wheels for these little cars. Now, you've got to be a little bit careful with the offset, because you want them to actually look right, and Mini offset is slightly different. So if you put like Mini steel wheels or Mini lights, you know, from a 90s Mini Cooper, they look a little bit weird on Metros. They look fine, but not perfect. The offset's a little bit weird, so you've got to be very careful when choosing. But I don't want to go OEM Austin Rover 90s Mini wheels, because they're everywhere. Everybody knows they're from a Mini. And so, again, I want to do something a little bit different. Now, I've said I want to do something different, and I've said that pepper pots have become a cliche on Metros. Now take a massive pinch of salt with what I've just said there, because although pepper pots are cliched on Metros, mini lights aren't. Now, mini lights have been around for decades and they're brilliant. Proper racing wheel, they look dead cool and they never go out of fashion. They're just fabulous. Even the modern Mini uses mini light style wheels. Even the original Mazda MX-5 ripped off mini lights to go on that car because they just look ace, they look cool. And on Minis, they're everywhere. Every Mini has mini lights on them, and so they look a bit cliche. I'd prefer something like Dunlop D1s on a Mini because I think they're cooler. But on a Metro, there are a few Metros with mini lights, but there aren't that many overall. So what I want to do here is get an aftermarket alloy wheel that is cheap, affordable, looks cool, isn't too out of place, but also isn't completely cliched in the Metro world. I think you can see where this is going. Yes, I'm putting mini lights on my Metro, and yes, they're gold. Now, outside of Metros, mini lights are everywhere, and when I said I don't want to keep the pepper pots because they're a bit of a cliche, I mean, you wouldn't have expected me then to go out and buy mini lights, which are probably the most common aftermarket alloy wheels for any classic British car, but here we are. So a friend of mine, up until quite recently, had a red Metro. It was a flame red Metro rather than a Targa red one, but it was a red Metro nonetheless. And he put on it gold split rims, which are just about the coolest wheels ever in the history of the world, and I think gold and red works brilliantly. So I decided very soon after that I wanted some gold wheels for my Metro. Now, as I've said, I'm so deep in the Metro world that pepper pots are boring. Sorry, but they just are. They're just boring. So these mini lights in general would also be quite boring because everything's got mini lights. But in gold, I like to think at least that they might be a little bit less common. And I think the gold's going to look ace. I cannot wait to put these on the car. So they have a silver rim and they have gold centres. So there is a little bit of, it's not pure solid gold. There is a little bit of brightness to take away from that, just to dull it down ever so slightly. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. So, we'll have a little look around these wheels, and then we'll put them on the car. I've bought these wheels from JBW, and they're one of their own line of mini lights. And these are 5x12, so 5 inches wide, 12-inch diameter, of course, and with a 31mm offset. So these should be very similar in terms of stance to standard Metro wheels, and that's exactly what I want. They offer them in black, grey, silver, white and the lovely gold, and the tyres I've had fitted to them came as part of the package at a pretty good price, a set of Nankang NA1s in the correct 145/70 R12 size. The tyres on the tired old pepper pots were completely the wrong size. They were 165/70 R12, so massively ballooned over the size they should be. That's another part of the issue with the old setup that had to be corrected. That, and they were ditch finders. So with a bit of luck, these shouldn't just look better, but also transform the way the car rides and handles. They're a little bold, I know, but I had every confidence that these would look good. And with a little hindsight, as I'm doing this voiceover a fair while after the matter, I love them. They're supremely cool, adding to the visual impact of the car in marking it out as something slightly different, while also distracting you really quite well from the other visual issues the car has, mainly the rust. And that's only a good thing. Well, they're growing on me, thank God, because frankly, I've spent money on these that I don't really have. But these should make a difference to the way the car drives as well, because they are a damn sight lighter than the original, I say original, they're not original, than the OEM Austin Rover alloys. They're so much lighter, so they should make a little bit of a difference. And of course, they're the correct tyre size. The wheels, which are just behind the camera now, have stupidly oversized tyres on them. Don't know why. But these are the correct 145/70 R12 tyres. So I need to lower the car a bit because that arch gap is ridiculous. I mean, Metros are meant to sit high up in the gods anyway, but I'm not having that. I put aftermarket alloys on it. It's going to be low. So I'm an idiot. Feel free to call me an idiot. I don't care. Gold. And they work. I think they look absolutely ace. So yeah, I'm very pleased. I'll put some shots in this video of pictures I take of the car outside of my road because there are more picturesque places. And there's one more thing I have to show you. No set of wheels will be complete without a good set of centre caps. Now these are a bit fat, so I'm not quite sure how they're going to look, but oh, much better. There you go. So we now have proper centre caps. They also came with these little JBW stickers, the little decals to go on the caps themselves. And I might end up putting them on, but I'm going to save them for now. And the reason I think I might save them is because I might get made up some little Austin Rover style centre caps, because I think they might look a little bit cooler than just having the JBW ones on. A little bit more OEM. I say a little bit more OEM. He's got gold mini lights on his car. But yeah, they look ace. Big fan of them. Loving it. So, there's nothing else to say other than thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please do click like and subscribe to TwinCam as well. I'm forever indebted to my wonderful Patreon supporters, so if you'd like to support me that way, then please do follow the link in the description. And I'll have more videos coming along soon.